Good afternoon. It's been a minute since I've had a little drive time conversation. And I had just a wonderful conversation with a girlfriend today, and I just had to get this out because I felt it and I've been learning this so much. So I'm a bit of a recovering people pleaser, and I backslide once in a while, but I'm much less apt to go back on my boundaries and on taking care of myself than I was even a year ago. And I just wanted to tell you something that I learned. If you already have this in your life, God bless you, power to you, because that's what I want. If you don't, I hope that this can just infuse a little strength and a little inspiration to make this so in your life. So, I hated displeasing people. I didn't want to displease people. I wanted to make people happy. I've always been an easy person to be around because I am quick to lower my light. I am quick to impede upon my boundaries so that person feels all right. And so that's what my girlfriend and I was talking about. And I'm just, where I've gotten in my life is that doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve anybody by trying to please the critic, trying to please those who critique you and try to pull you apart. An example, when Matthew, my husband, first had his kidney transplant, and this was all a new world for me, so brand new, like so many things coming at you. They're like, okay, you gotta clean the house, you gotta make sure this, and blah, blah, blah. And it was all these bits of information coming at you in the hospital. I'm sleeping on what they call a bed, and it's really like this couch thing that's hard as hell. Grateful, but I'm just saying it wasn't comfortable. And I'm trying to do it in the middle of work. I literally took off. I look back at that, Shay, and I wish that I could have told her, girl, you are doing a lot. You are burning at both ends and you are tired. And anybody would be tired. But anyway, that's an aside. So I literally took off 2 vacation days because I was like, okay, so I'm off on Monday and Tuesday. So if I take off, I took off 3. If I take off Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, then I would be off 5 days. This is the ridiculousness that I did. I was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. And he'll have the surgery on that Tuesday. And so that Wednesday I'll be off and just getting my breath. And then we'll be back to work. And then which is insane. I'm saying it now and I'm like, oh my God, someone should have been like, nah, bruh, you don't need to go back to work right now. What you need to do is breathe. So anyway, they're like, get your house cleaned. It has to be organized. It has to be cleansed. Get dog hair off of everything. Meanwhile, I have a dog, Guinness, whom I love dearly, but praise God has another home, but who used to shed so much that it almost was every time. It was just unbelievable that he still had fur on his body. I was like, how is this possible? How does he have fur on his body when all I have across my floors are sweaters just blowing in the wind because his hair is everywhere? So like, yeah, you got to cleanse it. Do you have Clorox? I was like, okay. So it became very clear to me, I got to find a home for Guinness because I can't do this. I'm the sole provider of my family. And I'm also, and this is not to make anybody look bad, but I'm also the driving force in my family. If something is going to happen, Shay is making it happen because my husband didn't have the energy or the wherewithal to fight battles that I would need a partner to fight for me. So I'm having to fight the battles, make sure this is done, drive this. If this is broken, I had to figure out who to call, and I wanted to just be able to lean back and be like, it's going to get done, but I couldn't. So I'm driving this. I got to clean the house. I got to make sure it's neat, because neither one of the people that I live with are the best cleaners. They're working on it. They're getting better because mommy, or like we say in the Bahamas, mommy is tired, man, tired. So I was like, oh my goodness, I can't keep doing this. I gotta find a home for Guinness. Okay, I'm gonna find a home for Guinness. So I put out this altar call to find a home for Guinness. I'm like, hey, anybody, listen, He's a beautiful lab, and he truly is beautiful. Beautiful lab, and he's truly loving and kind. Anybody have room in their lives to love on this dog and provide a great... My husband just had a kidney transplant. There's a certain level of cleanliness that I'm being told to maintain. I'm already having a hard time maintaining a normal level of cleanliness with my dog. And I'm very honest. I'm like, look, he does shed like an astronomical amount of hair. Like, literally, it's not going to make sense to you. You hear me, and I know you hear me, but you still don't fully believe what I'm about to tell you. So I say this like this. And the vast majority of people are like, oh my gosh, let me see. Shay, can I call you? I'm talking to my boyfriend. I'm talking to my husband. Oh, let's talk. And because people were kind and people are, like I was saying, got cut off there. Like I was saying, the vast majority of people are like, oh my gosh, trying to figure out how they could include Guinness into their family and wanting to help me. They heard my altar call. And because they love me, they shared it on their pages and try to get other people to know there was this need. And then I had a handful, or maybe 2 handfuls, of just unhelpful people who were like, well, my granddaughter had a kidney transplant. She has 2 dogs, a cat, a ferret, a horse, and a llama. And my dad had a kidney transplant, and he kept his 5 animals. And my friend and she has 10 hamsters, 2 dogs, and a goat. Well, praise Jesus for them. Praise Jesus for them. So I just remember being like so hurt. Like, and some people were like, she just sounds like a horrible person who doesn't want to uphold her responsibilities anymore. And I was like, am I though? And can I tell you, there was this part of me that certainly didn't want to be perceived as that, did not want to be perceived as that. And there was this part of me that wanted to come back and people please. But this is the revolutionary thought. If I kept Guinness, if I kept him to try to appease and acquiesce to their critique of me, they still wouldn't have been happy in their lives because I do not hold the power to make them happy. And B, my life wouldn't have been any easier. My pain would still be great and too much for me to bear. So here's the thing. You try to please the other who critiques you, you cannot do it. Because even if you acquiesce to what they're critiquing you for, girl, they're not sitting in their lives like, man, I feel so much happier because Shay did what I said she should do when I said that she was a horrible person. They're not happier in their lives. You don't hold the power to make them happier. So get off of it. Take that off of your shoulders. Don't even have to try to be a people pleaser because you don't hold the power to give them happiness. You don't hold the power. Now, the second part of it is, what did I need in that situation? What I needed was to make the unbearable bearable for me. And when I went through the catalog of my life, I knew what I needed to remove to try to make it as easy as I could, because I was the one who had to get up every morning. I was the one who had to clean my house. I was the one who had to wash the clothes. I was the one who had to show up shiny and bright, ready to sell you a house, because that is how we eat. And having Guinness wasn't going to make that any easier for me. So I had to take care of me. So here's the thing. When you take care of yourself, that might offend other people, but even if you do what they want, their lives are not more enriched because you have bent, but you sit in a worse place. That helped me. So with love and joy, I found Guinness a new home. So wherever you are in your life, whatever things people are critiquing, whatever that thing in you that wants to bend and wants to please and not cause any ruffles, let me just tell you something. Even if you did everything they critiqued you on and you changed it to match the critique, you will not have made their life any better. You still wouldn't have. So once I realized, I was like, so what am I trying to do? It's a futility. It's futility. It's something that is futile and of no value. It will not bring anything. They won't be happier. My life won't be easier. So what I want to encourage you to do, take care of you. And in taking care of you, people will have opinions of it, but it's not their damn business. Not one drop of it. You're the one who has to lay down at night, sleep in your own skin, have your own thoughts, and deal with the banter and the angst that that we carry sometimes in life. Be gentle to that person. Be gentle to that person, yourself, like you would to somebody else who was bearing a lot. You know? So that's what I just want to say. We can't please the other, even if we wanted to. And by pleasing the other, our initial intention of taking care of ourselves is not met. Take care of you. You deserve it. I'm doing a lot of that right now in my life as best as I can. Peace.